Alright, today's going to be a real short day because I've got D&D in an hour, so I gotta get my butt out of here. We're trying to see the flapping of this white hunter. Right now, that flapping is the same flapping as a bounder. So we're trying to not only modify the DX for our different tiers, but we're trying to modify the flapping as well. So if we take a look in our vulture class, we should have a time where we're here. So time between jumps is literally a time in seconds in between the times we jump, and whenever we jump, we have our sprite flap. So these values right here are what is controlling the speed at which the different times in which the AI might flap. So we decrement our time between jumps. If our time between jumps is smaller than 0, we are going to set, what is this? We're setting a random seed. What is this? Okay, yeah, we just have, okay, we have to do this because if all of the vultures have the same random seed, then if all the vultures are spawned at the same time, they will flap at the exact same time in sync with one another. So we're setting a random seed based on its index. So each vulture gets a different random seed. And then we're picking a random number from that random seed so that they don't perfectly sync up. In reality, the vultures are spawned at different times, so that shouldn't be a big problem in the grand scheme of things, but we did it because in testing purposes, we kind of just spawn all of them at once, but that's fine. So we need to change this value based on our self.tier. So if we go, yeah, based on our self.tier. So let's, for example, we're going to say, hey, if self.tier is 1, then go ahead and do the bounder timed jumps. But we're going to say else if our tier is 2 and our white bounder should be this tier 2 version. So what if, just for demonstration purposes, we say that our self.time between jumps is only 5. So what if we say this? Time between jumps is literally, nope. What is going on there? Delete. Insert 5. Okay, so now our white bounder should only flap every 5 seconds. Just because its wings up doesn't mean it's flapping. There it goes. Okay. So yeah, it looks like every 5 seconds our bounder is doing that, so it looks like that is working. So we want basically the same things, just a little bit faster. So what if this was 1.5. If this is, you know, we just want it to be a little faster, so we subtract like a 0.5 off each of these. So we can say 0.5, no, 0.25. Yeah, we're going to subtract about 0.05 from each one. So it'll be half a second faster on the flapping. And then maybe we'll keep some of the higher ends the same. So maybe we do 0.45 and we'll do 0.8, 0.8, and we'll do another 0.8. We'll do a 1.8. And we'll do a 2.8, 2.8, and then, yeah, maybe we keep some of the longer ones. We just speed up most of them. Because we don't want it super, super noticeable, but we do want a change. So the bounder should flap a little more often and is 0.5 faster on the DX. So it's moving faster left and right, and it's flapping a little more often. I think this is close. I think, because the danger is, if we have too many fast values, it'll just get stuck at the very top and it never syncs. So that's why we have a bunch that are at 3 seconds and 5 seconds to give it a chance to kind of fall. That's looking good to me, honestly, though. If we had, yeah, you know, that's looking good to me. That's looking good to me. So let's do our last one and say, if we're at our tier 3, then we're gonna actually go even faster. So we're gonna say this is a 0.1, this is a 0.2, 0.4, this is a 0.6, this is a 0.5, I don't know. 1.4, 2.4, and then a couple longer ones so that it can fall. So now we're still spawning our bounder here. So if we take a look in our play state, we can go into our collision between our, here, look, let's see, our tier, we increment our tier, really? Maybe it's in our culture class still. I'm looking for the collision between a taxi and a jockey, which I thought was in our play state. Taxi collides with a jockey right here. Let's just say if we collide, we're gonna get a 2-tier bump. So now we should bump into a shadowlord, and then we can see the time. So blue, no, it's not. Oh, here. Oh, this is jacked. Yeah, this is jacked. We don't want to increase our tier here and then increase our tier again. We only want it here. So if we change this to a 2, we should spawn a blue shadowlord now. Nice. See, it needs to flap faster than that. Well, You know, it needs to, yeah, I think it needs to go a little faster, and I think it needs to flap a little faster. Because if you look at the original, it's kind of like, it kind of flaps like mad. So let's go ahead and say, where do we give our DX? It's literally what we did yesterday. .dx gets self. No. Shit. What are we looking for? Oh, it's in our tier system. Yeah. It's in our, duh. Here we go. It's in our self tier right here. So if we're a tier 3, let's just say this is a 2.3 maybe? 2.4 to make it a little more noticeable, and we'll see if that's just way too fast. But then we need to go to our time. Time between jumps here. Oops. Okay, we need this to be faster, so we're gonna say, give me a couple 0.1s. Or, you know, we want it to go kind of crazy. Let's see what that looks like. It should flap more erratically. Okay. I'll form the number. Never seen that crash before. 1, 2, 4. Okay. So it should be blue, should flap faster, should move to the left and right faster. See, look, see how it's just getting to the top and staying there? That's exactly what we don't want. Because yeah, that's not a very big threat if it's up there and it never leaves up there. So we just need to tweak the numbers until we're happy with it. About the time between, where is it? It's in our vulture. Time between jumps here. How do I keep messing it up? Okay. So we want, maybe this is too much. But we want a couple more, maybe we add a couple more higher numbers. Like 4 and a 4 and a 5. That should give it a couple of times. So it's like, it mostly flaps really fast, but every once in a while, it stops for 4 seconds or so. Yeah, see now how it's syncing? We want to make sure it can get down to that bottom tier, which is having a little trouble getting down there. Okay, it can get down there, but see how its hands get stuck down? I think that's because more often than not, it's flapping this fast. So let's just not go as fast on these. What? What's going on? 1, 4, 2, 2, 4. Okay. Okay, so generally it should flap generally faster than a bounder. That's looking better. Now, if this can reach the bottom, see, look, see how it's rising so much. That's looking better on the fast flap though. We just want to make sure it can reach the bottom, which it can randomly. It can. Well, yeah, maybe we added a little more help to get to the bottom, so maybe another 2 4s. I like the speed of the flap. Yeah, that's looking good. I just want to make sure it can reach the bottom. Kind of just stuck in the middle, not ascending or sinking. So I think what that tells me is we need a little bit shorter on the short end so it can rise, and a little bit longer on the long end so it can sink, depending on the randomness. So let's see that. Okay, we can get to the top. We can get to the top, but can we get to the bottom? Nice. Oh. It's having trouble getting to the bottom again. That's looking pretty good for the Shadowlord though, because it should be kind of crazy like that. I'm gonna put in another 4, I guess. We just want to make sure it can get to the top and get to the bottom. And it's going to be random, so it's not like it's going to always happen. I just want to see it get to the bottom and see it get to the top. Okay, so it made it to the bottom. Now can it get all the way up? Shit, as I kill it. Let's try it again. Let's see if it can get to the top here. If it can get to the top, we might be okay to just call it good. We can always tweak the numbers if we're unhappy with it, but for how it's looking pretty good. So it can get to the bottom, no problem. And I killed it. Can it get to the top? Top's a little harder because it's, well, there it goes. Okay, I think I'm happy with this because it can get to the top. Then if it can get to the bottom from the top, which I know it can, because it got from the middle to the bottom, it should be okay. But see, look how it's hugging the very top. Yeah, it can go down. Yeah. Nice. Nice. So yeah, it can get to the bottom and the top. And it's not getting its flaps oh my god, that scared me. That's looking good. So I think I'm happy with the Bounder, the Hunter, and the Shadowlord AI. I think I'm happy with that. And we can always tweak it, but that's a great start. And it's definitely, that's acting a lot more like a Shadowlord than the Bounder is. And they're noticeable, so I think that's good. So let's go ahead. I gotta head out for D&D. So if we take a look at our get diff, we changed our Shadowlord DX to a 2.4 instead of 2 multiplier. And then we added our tier 3 random time between jumps, and our tier 2, we modified them both to give different behavior, different flapping behavior depending on the tier. Oh, we need to change this. In our update, we need to go back to only doing this once so we don't accidentally spawn a Shadowlord. Shoot, I just exited my TMUX session. That's okay. Yeah, in our update, we want this to be a 1. Cool. Now it should be... What line was that? 516 enter play state. I don't know how I accidentally did that, but yeah, back to a Bounder. Or Hunter. Yeah, and see how the flapping's a lot more calm than a Shadowlord. And it's a little less fast. And then the Bounder should be a little slower than that even. At a DX of 1 instead of 1.5. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and commit, add everything to the staging area with a commit message saying added Hunter and Shadowlord flapping AI. I call it AI, but that's probably a little too generous for what it is. But we got it pushed. Tomorrow we're probably going to be working on wave 1 spawns and testing anything that might be wrong there with our point collection, with our egg collection, with our egg tier system update. We'll be checking all of that stuff, and then we'll probably be working on our taxi AI better. Because right now our taxi just kind of, our taxi has to have a way to find the egg, because it comes in from the other side and kind of has to collide with it. So we have to give it AI that makes it collide with the egg, which is kind of actually really tricky. But we can do it because, the egg can land anywhere depending on where the person killed the vulture. So our taxi just has to be able to find that egg and get to it somewhat reliably so that it would hatch, or so that it would turn into turn into the next vulture upgrade. So that'll be tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys then, and we'll see how that goes tomorrow.